Hey YouTubers, this is EMDSD14R coming to you live from the Keystone State. This is my video on my new recently purchased American GKs. This would technically be American GKs Arrive Part 2 in a way, because Part 1 was when my Conrail unit and my undecorated unit arrived. That was about 2 years ago. But this is Part 2 in a way. Well, yeah, it is Part 2 because more of them are in my collection. We'll start over here. I have the rare Burlington Northern unit. This, I believe, was an aftermarket paint job from American GK. Like some units, like this one, for example, there was a special order that had numbers 1 through 15, and they would be different paint schemes other than the ones like BM and LP, PC, Milwaukee Road, New Haven, Great Northern. Like these units would be painted in PRR or some other road that wasn't normally a standard line of American GK. This one's actually 16, which is not on the box. It's not on the box at all. So this is I think this is an uncatalogued model, but I'm not really sure. The more common models were the BM and LP, PC, Conrail, New Haven, Amtrak, and what else? Milwaukee Road, and Great Northern. Those are the more common ones. But this is the Burlington Northern one. It's number 7123. I put the kadee shelf couplers on it on both ends, and they work great. I already tested it out. I put the visual, I don't know why my camera does that. I put the visual shields on here. I'm getting aftermarket pantographs for all my American GKs, so that's why it doesn't have pantographs. I need to wipe the inside of the windows down because the glue, when it dries, it kind of has like a misty haze that like fogs up everything, so I just need to wipe the inside of the windows. It's got the 5 chime air horn. Normally they're supposed to all face forward, but I decided to make the smaller ones face to the rear just because I wanted to, and I thought that would be cool. So that's the Burlington Northern one. Really like the stripes on the front. This is a basic. This is a what if Burlington Northern actually had electric operations, and like if they continued the Great Northern electrification, and they actually ordered the E60CFs, which are basically the second version of the BM and LP single cab E60 locomotives. So this is a what if BN continued the Great Northern electric operations. So it's a fantasy locomotive in a way, if not. Okay, next one is my Great Northern number 462. This is also a what if model. If Great Northern was still around and they ordered the new GE electrics and they kept their electrification, this is probably what they would be painted in. This is the Great Northern Skyblue scheme. Very nice model. I also put the shelf couplers on it. I put the visual shields on it. Only the E60CFs have the visual shields. The E60CHs and CPs don't have those. This model has a 4 chime horn. One of the horns actually fell off, so it's actually a 4 chime now. 2 facing forward, 2 facing back. So it's going to be a pretty unique engine. I put the Mars lights on it just like I did with the BN unit. Both models are extremely heavy, and it's kind of cool that when I bought these two, it's kind of cool that when I first saw them, that this one was BN and this one was Great Northern, because the Great Northern actually was one of the merger railroads to form the Burlington Northern. So it's kind of fitting that that happened, and in a way, and actually when Burlington Northern was first created, you would see all the colors of the merger railroads, like Great Northern, Spokane, Portland, and Seattle, and even the Burlington and the Northern Pacific, by the way, and the Northern Pacific, you see all those roads paint schemes mixed together in the early years of the Burlington Northern era. So it's actually kind of fitting that I have a pure Burlington Northern E60CF, then I have a pure Great Northern E60CF. So those two are great. They run great as a pair. The motors in them are new. They're brand new. However, the motors, yeah, everything's brand new, but the motors that they're using are like the older fat gray Athearn blue box motors, and they draw so much current. Even my Conrail, my undecorated one, have those motors, and I can't run all four of them together because they just draw too much power. So, I mean, I was going to do this anyway, so I had to put the newer Athearn motors in them, the DCC ready motors. I'm probably gonna have to tap the frame for that, but I'm not gonna do that with these two. I'm actually gonna do it with this one here. Let me tell you why in a sec. This is my Penn Central E60CP, number 4544. It's actually the same number as my Conrail E60CF, so I had to change the numbers on this unit to probably 4507 or 4500. I think there's a Conrail decal lettering sheet that has the same lettering. If not, then I'll change the letters on the Conrail unit, because the Conrail unit doesn't even have the front decal sheet for the front number boards. So it would be easier to change, although I don't want to change its number. I want to keep it original. But the reason why I would use this one as a starting point for the motor conversion is, when I bought this, I bought all three of them together, but when I took it out of the box, I noticed something wasn't right with it. The motor was loose. It was completely off the mounting pads. So I attempted to remount the motor to the mounting pads, and the mounting pads actually just disintegrated. So the motor's upstairs in my room. I got the drive shafts down in here, but one of the drive shafts is actually too short. So basically, I am a little disappointed because I was expecting this unit to be 100% intact and ready to run, and then come to find out that, however it happened, I don't think being shipped in a box, in its own box, in another box, would have jolted the motor that much that it disconnects from the mounting pads, because that would have happened to these two also, but that didn't happen. So I'm thinking that when the seller put this in the box and shipped it to me, it was already like that. I'm not going to worry about it. I was going to do a motor conversion anyway, so this will be the lead candidate for it, and whatever, you know, easy tricks I learned by doing this one will be used for the other 4 that I have. That's right, because I got 6 American GKs in my collection. I got 2 E60CPs, one being the 972 Amtrak Phase 1. That's in my video, Amtrak 3 Rivers train. Then I have my Conrail E60CF and my undecorated E60CF, and then I have these 2 E60CFs. So I have 6 American GKs in my collection. I don't know too many people that have more than one unit in their collection. I know a few people that actually have maybe 2, maybe 3, but I don't know anybody that has 6 pure American GK models. I think I'm the only one that I know of on YouTube. I know there's a guy that has 4 or 3, and there was a guy in Mexico that was selling unpowered ones, but I mean powered ones. I guess any count. But anyway, really like this unit. Like the Penn Central. By the way, this is my first Penn Central unit. Yeah, I didn't have any Penn Central units prior to this, so this is my very first PC engine, whether it be electric or diesel. I do have New York Central, but I don't have any PC, so this is my first PC unit. And this is actually a what-if model too. What if Penn Central was still around when General Electric made the E60CPs? This is probably what they would look like. I don't know if they would be in. They probably would be in this numbering system, because they would be numbered after the E44s, which were in the 4400 series, so they'd be numbered after them. So that's what American GK did. Yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. These came in a few days ago. These actually came from the same seller that sold me the Amtrak E60CP. And these were the only 3 that he had. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. You will see these 2 running in another video. These 2 will be running in another video. But I won't be putting it it'll be a separate video. This one, I really don't know when it's going to be running because I got to get a motor for it. That technically is an extra thing I have to do in conjunction with the pantographs. I already did the math for the pantographs. It's going to be like about... It's going to be a pretty big penny to get all these units with pantographs. E60CFs will be easiest because they only use 1 pantograph anyway. So I'm going to do those first. And then I'll do the CPs later because they require 2 pantographs for them. So they are longer. If you look at them from the side, they are 2 different units. I mean, they're both E60s, but you can clearly see the length difference. I mean, here's your CP, CH, and here's your CF. There's like massive difference in length between the 2 versions of it. But highly recommend, if you guys even find one of these, whether it's a dummy unit or not, snatch it up because they're really getting hard to find. Walthers should reissue these. I hope they do. They should reissue them. I mean, they would make a killing on these models if they reissued them. They would make a killing on them because they're just so popular now, and they're getting harder and harder to find, and it's a sheer blessing. By the grace of God, it's a blessing that I have 6 in my collection. So I have 6 American GKs in my collection, and I have 4 Bachmans. So I have a total of 10 E60s in my collection now. 10. That's amazing. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you very much for your time. Martin Luther King Day is tomorrow, so happy Martin Luther King Day. God bless. And I hope you enjoyed this video of some very rare and cool electrics from American GK and Walthers. And please, guys, if you find them, snatch them up. Alright? Because these would be great additions to your collection. Way better than the Bachman ones as far as pulling power is concerned. If you guys haven't seen any videos of American GKs, check out my Amtrak 3 Rivers train video. That's an American GK model. It basically trumps the Bachman models as far as pulling power by prototypical standards, with 1 unit pulling a 10-car train. Okay? So you guys be cool. God bless. And I'll be seeing you down the line. Bye, y'all.